Happy Thursday, Modexus. This is Alan coming to you with your third claim about Probio balance. Now, this is a really specific claim, and the next one, the fourth, is a really specific claim as well. But this claim is that Probio balance, this product, may be used with statin therapy. So in other words, if you or somebody you know is on a statin drug and they don't like it or they want to get off of it, they can, at the same time as taking the statin therapy, they can safely take Probio balance. It's not going to hinder what the statin therapy is doing, may even allow them to reduce the statin dosage that they're taking, and they may at some point also be able to go off the statin drug if there are other lifestyle factors taken into account. So why is this such an important claim? We have to look back at why statin drugs were put on the market in the first place. So back in the 60s, there was a meta-analysis done of what is causing heart disease. It's still the #1 killer worldwide, and until Ozempic and Wago came along, was the #1 selling drug worldwide. It's also the drug with the most class action lawsuits outstanding against it. The manufacturers of statin therapies together combined have about 4,000 class action lawsuits being litigated. So the idea came out in the 60s that LDL cholesterol was the cause, high cholesterol was the cause of heart disease. It was accepted, it was preached, it was taught, it's still being taught. You still go to a doctor, if they see high LDL cholesterol, they're going to talk to you about a statin drug. We now know that the information was cherry-picked. It wasn't the complete picture of cholesterol at the time, but it was used to promote statin therapy. So while statin therapy still may be required and useful in certain instances where people literally cannot control their cholesterol, either from genetics or they won't do dietary adjustments or there's some other reason, so there still is a purpose for statin therapy, and I wouldn't tell anybody to go off their statin without having some consultation to have a plan put together and be able to understand that you're going to take Probio balance for a year or longer and see what the total overall effect of that is. We also know that LDL cholesterol in and of itself is not the challenge. It's actually the inflammatory proteins that LDL is a transport mechanism for, and high triglycerides, insulin resistance. There are many other things that play into cardiovascular disease that now have to be taken into account. The biggest challenge for me as somebody in this field is using statin therapy knowing that we're reducing cholesterol production in the liver. That's where statin therapies, that's where they work, is in the liver. We naturally produce cholesterol in our liver, and it's hard for me to believe that we would produce cholesterol if we had no need for cholesterol. Why would our liver go to so much effort producing cholesterol? Well, it turns out that cholesterol is a building block for our hormones. We need cholesterol for our brain. We can't literally do without cholesterol. So the idea of getting it down to super, super low levels, it stands to reason that there's some possible side effects from that. And these are showing up as strokes, particularly in women over 50. They're more subject to strokes. Now, if you go online and you start to read about this or seek to research it, you're not going to find anything very clear. You're going to find that from an up-to-date practitioner who's experiencing this. I think the last time I checked, it says that about 1.4% of the people who take statin drugs experience some side effect that they can't withstand, and they have to go off the therapy. In practice, it's much higher than that. There's many people who cannot stand the muscle pain, the cramping, the headache, and then the risk that if they check their hematocrit and their fibrin levels and they see those are going crazy, then they're at a risk of a stroke. So there's many people. It's way, way higher than it is on the internet, the side effects of statin drugs, to the point where there's now many practitioners, like my personal practitioner, won't prescribe a statin drug unless you go for all the other risk factor tests and it's kind of the only thing left that you could do. And there's many other physicians that are in the same place. The challenge was there was no natural product that could be used with a statin drug that would actually lower LDL cholesterol and not lower HDL cholesterol and interrupt your the use for its cardioprotective, the cholesterol for its cardioprotective effects, etc. So this is the first one of its kind on the market. So claim number 3 is that Probio Balance may be used along with a statin drug. It may reduce the need for statin drug, and over time you may not need the statin drug altogether. Make sure you have a plan with your personal physician if you're going to do this. If you're someone who doesn't want to take a statin drug and your doctor has been pushing you in that direction, you can safely take Probio Balance 1 to 2 capsules daily, and over time, as I said in my first, we were on it for a year, so over time you will see the changes. So while they may not occur as quickly as a statin would make those occur, they're much, in my opinion, much more healthy for you to make those naturally, allow your body to do that. So once again, Probio Balance may be used in conjunction with statin therapy, claim number 3. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.